So when you delete an item from a listing, the variation listing, it won't let you put it back in.
Well, you got to do a new one.
You got to do a new one.
Sorry.
You've got to put it in again as a new item, like a new variation on that listing.
So what do I have to do? Put a full stop after it or something?
As in, because you've already got one in there.
I've deleted it from there, but it was the wrong one to delete. So now I'm trying to put it back in after I've updated it and everything's been removed. They still won't let me put it in, which is really annoying.
Yeah, I'm not following you.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Because if you delete it from there, it's deleted.
Yeah, but it won't. It's all right. Fugitive from love.
Why don't you just...
If it's still up the top, Sandra, all you have to do is save it and go back out and come back in. It'll still be in there. If you haven't deleted it from the top section where you edit it, where you add
that's where I'm deleting it. It doesn't let me delete it from the other bit.
So if you if you just delete it from where it's got where you put where the prices are, right? If you press delete there, if you go out and come back in,
it wouldn't delete them. It wouldn't let me delete them.
Why delete it? Why not just leave it there as a zero?
Because I'm trying to add more books into it, and it's already got. It had like 50 bloody things in there, and I'm going to take all of them out.
Okay. Yeah.
So why not start? If you've got that many in there, why wouldn't you just start a new one?
Because most of them have sold, and I want to use this listing to add the new things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to duck out and save it, and then sorry everybody. Having a lovely book club. Enjoy.
Well, it's not book club tonight. It's just reseller work.
Good. Enjoy. I'll join you in a second as soon as I've worked out what I've done wrong here.
So I didn't prepare. I just did not honestly have a chance to prepare anything this week. So I just thought we would do just a general talk, Q&A, what's working for you, because that was a really good talk last time. I will say one thing that I think there's two things that have been working for me of late. One is that I stopped being so fussy and pedantic about how I worded my titles, so I stopped being so formal and having to put first edition hardcover or full word spicky spec. As far as the books go, I'm listing in the title I'm listing the name of the book and the author. I'm putting the year in. If it's a first edition, I'm definitely going to put that in. But I'm putting 1STED HC DJ if it's got a DJ dust jacket. Then I'm loading it with as many keywords as I can. So instead of doing that whole full thing and then not having any room to put keywords, I'm pitching that. So that's one thing. And I guess the other thing is having... Octo and I talked about it in the podcast. The things that you enjoy selling, you enjoy listing, give those categories attention. So those categories sell, and he's right. Sort of start taking note of the things, because I will, if I'm running short of time, I'll tend to gravitate towards certain categories to list because I actually enjoy doing those categories.
What's your favourite?
Well, books would have to be my first one, yeah. But if anything else, I mean, vintage leather would be my second.
He just loves vintage leather.
I do. Like belts and handbags and purses. If I could get...
Yeah. They're wonderful.
Yeah, if I could get enough of those, that's the two categories I would do.
If anyone could get enough of those, otherwise, it's almost impossible.
Oh, there's so much pleather around now, you can hardly get any. And then jeans. Because jeans, I guess because I've come to appreciate denim as a fabric so much, is part of it. I feel that I know denim. I feel like I can sell a pair of jeans even if it's not a super high-end brand, but because they look good. I can pick a pair of jeans that look good, I feel. And I quite enjoy, getting to the jeans pile and, I do know that I'm going to avoid buying black jeans if I can, because, oh my God, I hate black. They're the only jeans I hate doing, because I just attract fluff like you wouldn't believe. The amount of work, and it's fine, but it shows up, and so you've got to and every time you turn them over or move them, you've got to take another photo, you've got to defluff them again, and I don't think they sell anywhere near as well as blue jeans anyway. So that's my two things that work for me. Would anybody else like to say what's working for them? John?
Just give me a moment. I am actually I'm working.
Oh, okay, you are.
So
all right, I'll call.
I'm taking photos. I've had my rest. Now I'm taking photos.
All right, I'll call on you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've just seen what I was.
No, you're right. Wendy, what about you? Would you like to...
I missed the question. What was the question?
what's working for you?
Oh, nothing at the moment
Don't
because
say-
I haven't been listing. Yeah, I haven't been listing, so I haven't.
So did you...
Nothing's really been.
Yeah, all right. So if you haven't been listing, so did you find that your sales tanked because you weren't...
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I've just done a couple of end and sell similars today, but that's pretty much it. I haven't been on to do anything really.
Yeah.
So yeah, but when I do list, like if I'm listing daily and I try to list 3, well then yes, it improves and I start selling shit. But yeah, so I'm probably not the best one to ask at the moment.
No, that's all right. I mean, well, yeah, we're all in it together and got to help each other. So do you think, and here's a question for everybody to ponder, because this is a thought that I have, right? And I've often talked about that we're all in individual, not an individual, but different people are in different buckets as far as whether we're, the gates open or the taps on or, whatever as far as eBay goes. But does anybody else think that the algorithm kind of gets used to us listing at a certain level, and therefore it sort of seems to hold back on letting your traffic at you until you get to that each day? So
Sorry, could you reword that?
so I guess for when put it in Wendy's perspective, she
Yeah.
said if she lists 3 a day, if you were to only list 1, do you think you would get as much traffic as if you would get if you listed 3?
I'd get traffic. I don't think I would get as much, but I also think similar when it comes to pricing and sending like discounts.
Yep. Okay.
If that makes sense. I
Yep,
think
yeah.
it's sort of, I think eBay is feeding me what level of, I suppose, cost I have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was to, step up and go up a different, I suppose, expense in pricing, I think then I would be sent other customers.
I'm with
So
you.
that's what I think. But I'm not interested in selling, $150, I don't know, dresses or whatever.
Yeah, me either.
It's not me. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not me. So, yeah, but that's what I think. Others?
What do you think, Bronwyn?
Okay, what's been working for me? Sending offers, because I've not been a person who sends offers much, but I have lately. I'm not actually selling much that I'm sending an offer on, but something that is in the same category will sell after I've sent offers on something else in that category.
Right. So perhaps
odd, isn't
eBay
it?
undoes the tap a bit on that category.
Yeah, and also I will send offers on something. No one will take those offers up, but maybe a day or 2 later, I will actually sell those items at full price, which is something that's puzzled me.
Yes.
Yes.
I have that as well.
Absolutely 100% agree with you on that.
You send offers and no one's interested, and you give them, like a 20% off, and then some dope comes along and buys the full price.
Yep.
But I also think I also think a lot of the people that I send offers to are just other resellers, and I wish eBay would stop that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I now, if I say I've got, 3 people who I can send an offer to, and I do, they don't respond. It's like a waste of time. I've now got to the point where I will just end that and sell similar, because we've got rid of those watchers who weren't interested. We'll start it afresh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, question for people is, what if you if you go into the same items because comping it, or you're going back to get some other information out of their item, something for your own listings, maybe you found something that you're going to sell, perhaps, let's just say it's something you haven't had before or a brand you haven't had. So you go and
plentiful, and you might as well use what you can.
Yeah, but this happens to me. Like, then occasionally I'll get an offer from one of those people. They'll send me an offer. So what do you do with that? I always
I
I always
ignore it.
decline it. Well, see, I don't. I decline it straight away and just say, "Oh, thanks for the offer, but I'm not ready to sell yet." And I do that purely because then they're not, wondering. Well, it means they can then go and send an offer to someone else, I suppose.
Yeah. But I was just, even this afternoon, I was, when I was doing my style similars, I had a look and there was parts in the item descriptions that were greyed out. So it was like the black ones were the ones that I had to put in, but the greyed out ones weren't as necessary, I suppose.
Yeah.
Has anyone else had that?
I haven't.
No,
No.
not.
So it was in a
Yeah.
draft. I was just updating a draft with some photographs. And yeah, in the item description, they were, how they're normally all black. Some of them were black and the rest were all greyed.
Oh, so Rob says if you receive an offer and decline, the other seller can then see who the offer to. If you ignore the offer, they never know who they sent it to. Good tip, Rob. Thank you. All right, I will decline. I will ignore.
Oh.
Good tip.
I think it's fine if they can see it went to another seller's been looking, because then they know whether the interest is there in the item or not. So it's better for us to, like this guy, I accidentally didn't accept his offer. He had a store. Oh yeah, I mucked up. He had a store. His store is called Slaytanic 666. So I figured the book would have fitted really well in his store.
Okay.
But maybe he was after it for himself. Yeah. I don't know.
Now, I wish I could open a new seller today that I hadn't. Because most of the bigger ones I've come across when I've been and this person, they'd sold a lot of books, but I hadn't heard it. No, I won't do that.
Was that my?
Sorry, what was that,
I
John?
just
You come across Rob, one of the big booksellers around?
Yeah, that's who it was indeed.
Maybe Octo?
Yeah, so it's been. It just makes me laugh because he says just about every bloody podcast recording or when he does a live or something, he'll always say how he doesn't sell many books, but yet he's telling you about a book he's just sold. Cracks me up.
I've just bought 3 CSIRO books for myself for $15. I don't know, $15.30 or $15.50, and they've arrived today in a prepaid, like a medium satchel. So this person must be getting their books for 10 cents each.
What?
To make money out of it.
To make money out of it, yeah.
Say that again, sorry, Bronwyn.
What were they?
CSIRO Total Wellbeing Diet.
Oh yeah.
The
Yep.
Diabetes Diet and Lifestyle Plan, and the
Yep.
CSIRO Low Carb Diet.
Okay. Yeah, they're really mass market stuff, so they probably are picking them up quite cheaply.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the CSIRO books that I sell tend to be more plants, animals, that sort of thing, which are published in much fewer numbers and are hard to get. But those are there'll be a lot of those on the market.
I've sold those before. The cook one, like the meal ones, I bought off of Kmart for like $1 and sold them for $25-$30 when they were new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because this one's got recommended retail from QBD is $29.95. One of them, the label's on it, but yeah, I just thought it was.
My first retail arbitrage was those books.
I do often look at the prices that people are selling books for, and including free post. I think they either must be, I don't know how, getting super free postage for some reason, or making bugger all on them. I guess everyone, a lot of those bigger sellers.
Maybe she's on band 5 or he's on band 5.
Rob
You'd think they'd have to be.
Rob says, I have less than 200 books SKU, but still in double digits on the quality list board. It says, one of the op shops I go to, I can pick up cookbooks for 10 to 12 cents a piece.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, they might be then happy because
maybe that's what they've done.
So cheap. They might be happy that they're getting happy to sell them and only making $1.
But they just were in such great condition. I was actually surprised. Anyway.
Well, maybe they consider them like their lost leader, like a supermarket has stuff that they have on sale that attracts people into their store.
They could have been theirs too, who knows? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they could have been too.
I know I've sold books that have been sitting on my shelf.
I've got 2 I listed that too cheap, but there's 2 watches on that kimono.
Don't take any offers then.
A kimono, really?
Yeah, it's
not
an Ishka kimono. Yep. made of viscose. It's not even silk.
What have you got it listed for in the end?
$24.77 plus post.
Okay. Well, that's a way better price than what other people are doing, isn't it? For a lot of people.
Yeah, there was a couple that were
Maybe
around that and lower though.
maybe you need to take it off while you think about it and up the price a bit.
Well, look, if I can sell it for that much, it only costs $3. So it's been sitting in my death pile for since
A while?
February.
Well, that ain't nothing to compare with some people's.
I don't have death.
So he's giving us an example here. So sold price $15. If it cost 15 cents, they would have made $5.81 if the shipping cost was $8. And if they
There's the medium.
with 10%,
With the medium, remember?
Oh yeah, there would have been a medium post. With 10% promoted listings on top of it, they would have made $4.31. Those books have a quick sell-through rate. I can't hold them longer than a week. And Wendy says, "I'm happy with my."
Until I start like following it and then going ape shit because I'm not eating like food.
Yeah, well.
Oh, and I eat proper food.
So here's a
I'm ready
question.
for more.
Here's a non-reseller question, but seeing you've got those
Can I
books.
can I ask Wendy quickly? $15 each or $15 the lot?
15 for the 3.
Oh shit, that's a good price.
If someone really wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So here's
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't like doing the diet either.
a diet question for you, Wendy. Out of
Yes.
curiosity, are you I have to wait till Monday to start my diet person?
Uh,
Or are you able to say,
End of the month.
okay, I've got the
Start of the
books,
month.
I'll read them, and say if I've read them by Thursday, I'm ready to start Friday?
a bit of both. Depends on where the brain's at.
Yep.
Also depends if I've got plans on the weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Usually,
I'd be Monday in a month's time.
yeah.
Okay.
I think I sort of got over the Monday or the New Year's Day resolution kind of thing a while ago. So, and now I'm at the stage where I go, bitch, you just need to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just start and then
So,
I accidentally fall off and then I have to start again. And then I fall off and then I have to start again.
yeah.
At least I'm starting when I just start.
Well, see, I
I-
take a different tack in that if I fall off, I fall off for that day, but I'm right to get back on track. Hopefully again the next. So I don't make myself
Vince really
start
likes
again.
carbs.
But my daughter is a shocker. So she falls off, she can't start again until Monday. And so if she received those books on Tuesday, she would not be able to start till the following Monday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. Yeah. But I look at it and go, this is an example. It's, cereal and milk and a banana for breakfast and then salmon and salad sandwich and shit. And I'm like, oh, God. So,
Life's too short, Wendy.
yeah, I
Sounds
know,
like
but
the
I've
wrong
been
diet
living
to
like
me.
life's too short for too long now. I need my clothes to fit me. I did it.
Dear.
I may need to get into a uniform one day, so I need it to fit me.
Oh,
But
no,
anyway.
don't.
Well, luck.
As long as you're not living, the life will be short. Life. That's a different one. It's when you go way too far.
Yeah, I don't think Wendy's in that category just yet.
I can't, yeah, I couldn't diet. I like food, so.
Yeah, it's
It's one of the very few joys in life, isn't it?
It is definitely a joy.
Oh, you got travel, you got other things, books. Buying books is a joy for me.
Yeah, but when you travel, you got to eat food,
Yeah.
and it's got to be all good food.
I mean, and food is something that you do at least 3 times a day. Travel, you only do once every now and then. So,
Yes.
something you're doing every day probably brings you more pleasure than something you only do now and then. That's my reasoning.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well, today my big downfall was I called in at the shop and the bread was in fresh and it was crusty on the outside and soft in the middle.
Oh, yeah,
And-
that's
And, just a little couple of slices, but then I had to put another couple of little slices because they weren't big enough. And
yeah. I
But-
will say bread is my biggest downfall, and white bread in particular.
Oh, Canada are
when
beautiful.
it's crust side. So I've been a whole, what is it now? So I've been 10 days now without eating white bread.
Ooh.
Well done.
Congratulations.
I mean, I must
Just
admit,
remember, I didn't say I wasn't eating bread. I just said I wasn't eating white bread.
yeah.
So that's a start.
I mean,
Yeah,
So you toast it so it goes brown, do you?
yeah, no. Adam, will you stop looking at stuff to buy? And yes, I can see their spoons. It's funny. I'm eating light rye bread at the moment. I like that. I don't mind that, but yeah,
yeah.
it's
No,
my way of edging into not eating bread at all.
well, you think if you don't like it, you won't eat it.
Oh yeah, well I kind of have to get used to not white bread for
Yeah.
a couple of weeks, and then
Yeah,
I
it's not,
can stop.
not very good for you, particularly the blood glucose levels.
Yes. So,
I'll tell you what, the best, I love the Woolies sourdough grain. It's just really, really good.
oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. See, I'm not
You
a
don't have a Woolies though, do you?
no, I
So,
don't, and I'm not a
Rob,
fan
what
of
works for you?
grainy bread.
it is the best for you,
I
though.
know,
With
and probably that's what I should eat because I don't really like it, and then I wouldn't want to eat. Probably right.
mm,
It's horrible. It's disgusting. So, can someone else give me some ideas on what might work in my store?
Ah, yes. So, Rob, when you're able to, can you tell us where? Remember when you were telling me to check so and such a place to find if I had any defects, and that was where I found that issue with the video. I think.
Let me have a quick look.
Can't remember where it was. So if you could do
Just
that
click
for me for a
no.
sec, I'm just gonna dash and I'll get an extra talk. So I'll be back in a sec.
Just popped it in the chat for everyone, the link.
Well,
This is your seller resolution hub. So it's different from the buyer's hub, where it shows you disputes that are currently open with buyers. This is where you have your disputes that are opened up by eBay against.
Yes, that listening.
Sorry, I'm not in on the.
Well, it doesn't matter because you've got the link there anyway that you'll be able to do when you
It
go
says
back
nothing
inside.
to see here. Last 365 days, nothing to see here.
That means you've got nothing.
So so Sandra's having a bit of a tough time at the moment. So what can people suggest you can do to get sales I mean, I think listing regularly every day would probably be a good start, but
Well, I am generally doing that. I've just had a couple of days where I went fuck it, sort of, you know.
I just made a
But
sale.
Sandra,
oh,
how are you skewed?
sorry.
The reason how you're skewing, the reason I ask is that if you go in and say do a almost like a stock take, but do it with skews to make sure your skews were right, just playing with your stuff, you know, just going through your stuff and actually
see,
making sure your skews are right and fixing that up shows intent. That will also bring in eBay will be very happy and go, oh, we'll show her stuff.
yeah,
Just doing something like that.
and you may also be
I
like Bronwyn, who's finding stuff that has fallen off that you
Yep.
weren't aware of that you think is listed, but it's not actually.
Yep. Okay, so I can do that.
You can do that.
And I made a purchase.
What was that,
And then
Adam?
I made a purchase. There you go. And I just made a sale.
Ah,
That
okay.
helps.
I made a purchase. My labels arrived,
Another
which is
William
good.
Stewart long one.
You could do a coupon. Oh, now what about the newsletter? What about Sandra? What about putting a banner on your store?
That hard thing.
Easy. Just go into Canva.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah, I went into Canva and I started playing, and I couldn't find how to.
I
No, I
haven't.
didn't. I went into Vista
No,
Print
no, no.
or something.
Go
And
into
then,
go into Canva. I happen to know this lady that made a video about it that explains how
oh,
to do it, and her video, even though it's like getting on a bit in age, is still getting good views every day. So it must be a good video.
Sold the
Okay.
Patriot.
Is your friend also old and senile?
Yep.
a bit like me, I think I'm older than you, Gigi. It's just really pissing me off.
Oh, well,
I've
I
gone
can
down to
try that.
100. How much did I say? $106 this week. The last 7 days is my sales total with
I mean, you could run a
post.
sale, right? So
106. What's even the point? Sorry,
one of the things you could do, you could
I
say,
could have
right,
accepted that offer.
you could have accepted that offer. That's Well, yes, you could have accepted that offer, but I'm just saying you could run yourself a sale, a good, decent sale for 48 hours, 24 hours even, just to give things a kick start.
And you just exclude the buy two get one free lot.
Yeah. So that video...
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, you need to exclude the variation listings, yeah. So you could either do it as a coupon...
And everything else will...
Yeah, either do a coupon or run a sale, whichever's going to be the easiest one.
But the sales show up as having a slash through the price, don't they?
Yep, they do.
But the coupons, they actually have to look for it.
Coupon will still appear in search results, and they have to enter that coupon into the checkout. Which the checkout on mobile can be confusing, in my opinion, is a bit of a pinch point for purchasing.
Yeah, it's really hard to get it in there. It's stupid. You have to copy it from somewhere and then paste it in.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
So my video on how to make eBay store banners and more was published originally on the 11th of October 23, so it's just gone over 12 months old. At the moment, it's...
And I still haven't used it.
No, that's right, but it's gone through the roof a little bit in the last few months. So it must be a thing with either eBay's telling people that that's what they need to do if they haven't done a banner, I reckon, because suddenly it was getting way more traction than it ever did before. But it's averaging 20 to 30 views every 48 hours. And for a video that's been up for as long as it has...
Oh, yeah, you did it so it does like Halloween and Christmas and stuff like that, didn't you?
Yeah. So it would be worth... it might be worth doing that. And and perhaps doing a newsletter even.
Yeah, I tried to do a coupon to send out with a newsletter, but I didn't manage it, so I just stopped because it was difficult.
Good.
I wasn't very successful in what I meant by difficult. I wasn't having any success doing what I wanted with it, so it gave me the total shits, and I stopped doing it after about 3/4 of an hour playing with it, and I stopped.
So
that's how difficult I found it.
Right.
It didn't take me like 5 minutes and give up.
I do know someone that made some videos on those topics. If you did check.
Oh, okay, no worries. I'll have another go.
Otherwise,
I'm just...
otherwise,
it's so demoralising though to not get anything. I know I've got good quality stock there.
Yeah.
And I've done some good variations for people and listing a good variety of stuff. I've fallen back. I've gone back to just listing the collector stuff for the last few days.
So there's your video.
Specific
to do your banners.
Yeah. Okay. I know where it is. I've seen it. I've watched it a few times. That's all right. I might try the sale thing or the coupon or
I've
the
done
sale.
it in the past, and like the last time I was like that, felt like that, I acted like I think 40% off, like it was pretty low. But I only ran it for the sale. I only did it for I think 48 hours. I think I did it sort of basically over a weekend. I decided to do it early on the Saturday, like it was like 1 o'clock, and run it until 7 o'clock Sunday night or something. But you don't have to make it a weekend. But I'm just maybe doing that might give things a bit of a But I do think checking your stock to see what's fallen off, like John said, because if you're then changing your SKUs and fixing that up, like the activity in itself.
I'm happy with my system. I know I've got some that aren't skewed.
Yeah, but what we're saying is, if you fiddle with it a little bit, the hell of it. Like the algorithm sees that you've gone in and checked it as if you've done a stock take or whatever, and so it will, it will reward you in there doing stuff on the platform.
Okay, it's really loud, Ben. Sorry, I'm being loud to him.
So, any other suggestions for Sam?
Just keep up the listing. Don't get down by it. You do get your ups and downs, and it can be a little bit demoralising, but just keep going.
Yeah. I was
and probably I would say, like, have a think about trying to increase instead of say, well, I'll get 3 done every day. Try and get 5 done every day.
Yeah, often. I've got photos there to list today, so I'll put those in. Sometimes I run out of time before I finish doing all the listings that I've prepared. But
so where do you think your bottlenecks are in doing that? Because I kind of feel like your preparation time is taking some time. So can we help you sort out where your bottlenecks are with that, so that you can?
Oh, look, I just need to clear out my space that I work in and get it back to a clean, clear space without those piles looking at me all the time. I'll have to take all the books out that aren't on shelves in that room and go back to having space and new piles. Actually, I was thinking it might help if I go down to the lines tomorrow morning and have a quick look on their shelves and see if there's anything that makes me feel like I should just throw those in.
Do it.
But I reckon I should. I haven't been there for ages.
I would also say as well is be confident with your listing as well, but don't take so long when you are doing your listings. Listing is meant to be a nice, quick activity to get as much on the platform as possible and as factual and truthful as good, but it doesn't need to be a encyclopedia about the product as well. Just make sure that you have the required item specifics filled out and you have your images on there. But don't go to town and spend 2 hours doing one listing kind of thing. Just take a reasonable time, get a stopwatch, and time yourself as you're going along as you're doing your listings.
Yeah, I do take too long.
Try and
Yeah, I'm getting better with some stuff, much quicker with some stuff. Other stuff I still take too long. Like the science fiction stuff, I take too long because it's hard to find other stuff about them unless you do some searching around. And
do you really need to have a blurb about the book in the listing?
No, but I need to know what I'm listing. I find it really hard to list something without knowing about it. I don't know.
And have you looked on
Yeah, I'm
ChatGPT
with you, Sandra, in the sense that a lot of the books that I sell, there are a lot of other books out there, but mine sell, and I think the reason is because I do put effort into describing the book, putting lots of photos. Like I just sold one tonight that I listed about 2 days ago. And there were dozens of others listed, and I didn't make mine any cheaper, but for some reason it sold, and that happens quite a bit because I think I put a bit more effort into the listing. But I know where Rob's coming from, but then I don't have a squillion book to list. So
I don't have a squillion books either. I just look towards, for example, like powerhouses like Tom, for example, or Books of the World. And their listings are very, very, very basic. They are almost having no images and no information at all, but they're still selling their items. So that's for me personally, that's my inspiration. That's where I get it from. I don't do exactly as them, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean that's fine if you're in that position. But I don't have a squillion books like Tom does, and so therefore, if I want my books to sell, they have to stand out. And that's the way I do it. I mean, I don't spend hours doing a list, but I will put a little more effort into it than other people do, because that seems to make the difference. I don't know how else I can explain why.
Well, for me, it usually makes a difference, but it hasn't been just lately. So I'm going to have to rethink it.
Just try a few things out. Try a few different in your listing process, and just keep track of those listings. Like put something special in your SKU, or write it down somewhere, and see if there's a difference in your listing process. For example, if you've done a little bit different in your listing compared to your other listings, and see what the sell-through rate comparison between yourself and your own listing. Just try a different thing. The worst thing that can happen, you might have to relist the item again, which is no real stress. If you've got the right photos there, the right photos will be there again if you do have to do a relist, but just trial things out. See, don't be afraid to try new things.
And I think I think you're right too, because I think that's one of the things that helped me sort of change my perception of that. Like I'm sort of in between what Bronwyn and Sandra are saying and what you're saying. There are some books I'll take more time with because I can see they need more time. They're more valuable as well. Then there's a lot of other books I take as few photos as possible, make the variation listing, get it up, and ask AI. What I don't know, I ask AI rather than stopping and thinking about it. Even if it's as simple as, I can't really quite work out what genre this book is. Instead of me going and Googling it and trying to look it up, I'll ask AI.
I ask AI. I
And,
ask AI
And
these
you know,
days. But I mean, they
if you
don't
do
even
get
come up
stuck
with
on
the
an
right
item,
series. Sorry?
if you get stuck on an item, stop what you're doing, put it down, move on to another item.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on just the one item. You know, with
I
all
mean,
my books, for example, I get all mine from the blurbs from Amazon if there's no blurbs, but no, it's just a copy and paste job kind of thing.
I think
But
it
yeah, if you
also
get stuck,
depends on the sort of book that you're selling
Yep.
too.
100%.
Like most of mine are more upmarket, hard to find stuff, so it's worth
Yes.
putting a bit more effort in.
Quite agree. Does that mean I get the out and I get a goal? Generally spend time where I.
Oh, I do that all the time. And I go, do I really want to sell this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a bit of I'm gonna go I'll
mean-
go tomorrow and just have a quick peep and then
And I-
I'll be home. I did start early the other day. It was really good. I started in there quite early in the morning, which was good for a change.
but no, my biggest takeaway is I'm always changing things and trying new things in my store. I feel that the eBay algorithm is a live item. It's always forever changing. So it's always good to change your processes and what you do. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that if you've made a mistake it's the end of the world. You've made a mistake, but learn from what's happened basically and improve the next time.
Like not losing items.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm rather lucky I haven't lost anything in all
No,
this
you say
time.
that.
Just-
Good time.
Oh,
We've had a
there's no
delightful day here.
It happens, doesn't it, Wendy?
Yeah.
Have you been looking for something, Wendy?
Oh, but at least you found yours, Wendy, whereas
Yes,
mine had to
yes,
be
good point.
cancelled.
Good point. Well, it was good for you that they cancelled.
Yes, exactly. Or they asked me very kindly to cancel, yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yes, it's not a pleasant feeling when you've lost something.
Oh, God, it's horrible.
Oh,
I get quite frantic. Because I just
I think we all do.
Yeah.
So I made a
I
mistake the other day.
I try to remain
What?
calm, but
You
then get
did?
myself worked up.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
What is this?
I made a
Rob's
mistake.
admitting it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
If
See
I
if I can
sold
help.
a Seekers CD and inside of the case it had a different CD inside the case, it was still the Seekers. It was just a different CD of the Seekers. Buyer message and they weren't happy about it. So I had a look. I had a look at my stock, see if I had another one available, which I didn't. In this situation, it was completely my fault. That the CD wasn't checked, the inside wasn't matching the outside. So basically, the resolution I came up with for the buyer was I would basically organize with another seller to get that copy sent out. And they were happy with that.
Yep.
But, these things happen from time to time. It all comes down to providing that best customer experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes your customer will not be willing at all to participate. It's, the end of the world for them. But for the most part, if you offer a viable solution for someone, and that makes the situation right, or you're trying to make the situation right, then your buyer's going to work with you, like with
Yes.
Bronwyn's buyer.
Like most of the time, I've found when, I may have made a mistake or something's broken in transit or whatever, can you deal honestly with the customer? They're actually, thank you so much. That's someone got a pair of earrings a week or so ago and she said, I broke one when I took it out of the packaging. And I said, don't worry, I'll send you another one. And it was like, what? You'd send me another one, but it was my fault. I broke it. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's,
Nice.
yeah. You
Because
just
the
go
customer's
up.
going to come back.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that customer's going to be a repeat customer. When they're looking for another item, you're going to be the first destination that they go to because they've had that awesome customer experience with you and your store. They
Yeah.
know if something goes wrong, you're there to help them.
And they leave awesome feedback.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well done, Bronwyn.
Yeah, it was no drama. It could easily have broken in the post anyway. So, it's like
Well,
I've
And
got
Rob,
plenty of them.
that was well
Like,
done.
I would recommend for
Organising
you at the
another
moment,
one.
Sandra. I have positive affirmations around me on my workspace, or previous positive feedback that I received from customers that are printed out and physically, around me, so that, this sort of world and the industry that we work in, it can be depressing. We work a lot of the times by ourselves and it can be very lonely, but, just having that positive affirmation around you that, you can
Yeah.
see that you've done a good job.
I work hard at doing a good job for the customers. Hey, did you know Centrelink cut me off again?
What?
It's all right. I got back on again, but fuck, I had to go back into SYC and re-enroll. I'm so happy.
Oh, re-engagement appointment.
That was the sort of day I had today, and Centrelink, I was in there on Monday, and it just goes on. It's lovely. I'm having a good time being employed.
Well, Sandra, here's
Sorry.
something for you. I've just had another sale, just to make you feel good, because I've had a sale.
Oh, good.
But you'll be excited
Thank you.
about it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's for a Captain Underpants book. Well, it's not actually Captain Underpants, it's Dogman, but by the author of Captain Underpants. From one of my variations, I sold it for $4.88 plus boat.
Tell me how much your profit margin was.
Oh,
50 cents?
well, probably close to, but it was a repeat buy, so that's good, isn't it?
That's excellent.
Mm.
I don't mind when you sell them like
He's a
this.
very-
Sometimes it's just.
He's a very hard to please repeat buyer too, I have to say.
Adam, what are you doing?
Oh, so I just went into the sale that I made, and apparently all my quantities had been updated, and I had one of each book, so I had to update that.
Did you end and sell similar?
That's why.
No, I had to update
Yeah.
the quantity to 0.
Yeah, but if you...
Yeah, I did end and sell.
We don't end and sell similar your variation.
No.
Do not
No,
end and
It's a
sell,
reset.
because that resets them all back to 1.
No, I fixed it.
So
And
did
luckily
you
I didn't sell one.
I was going to say, did you have the book that you sold or not?
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah, never end and sell similar a variation.
Unless you actually have stock.
Yeah. Dogman.
And I would say to
And you
try and
can't
recycle.
send offers on variation listings either, can you?
No.
No.
So, Sandra, if you look in the chat, that's what I've got around station. There's a few more of them
Yes.
as well, but you print them out, you
Some
juice
nice
them
ones.
up.
Yep.
You look for your most positive ones that you have there that aren't just, A plus stuff, but the ones that make you feel good about you being a seller, and you pop them up.
Yep.
Like that.
I
that
read
poster
through them every
hanging
now and
there,
again.
baby.
I read one out to Gigi today because do you remember my Saudi Arabia man who was worried about whether the thing would melt? He was very happy when it arrived.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
But yeah, so he was. Apparently, I'm the best eBay seller he's ever dealt with.
Well, see, I don't mind buying off people if they post on time.
What are you
I'm
trying
not
to
a
test me
fussy
out, Adam?
No, I'm just saying.
The problem with eBay is it doesn't give an estimated dispatch date. That's one of the things I don't like, because if someone, for example, with Wendy has a 2 or 3 day handling time and she gets a sale on Monday, and then the customer's wondering why on Tuesday, Wednesday the item hasn't been sent as yet, it gives them that sort of nervousness. I had a customer who purchased an item at 4:44 p.m. on Friday evening to then send a lovely message on Sunday afternoon saying, "Why haven't you sent my item, you lazy seller?" All the lovely words in the world. And just thinking to yourself, are you right? Kind of thing.
Isn't it the weekend where you live? Like, really?
I mean, obviously not for them.
All the time.
Yeah, but now we have parcel lockers, so we have no excuse.
True.
No, there's still. Remember, it's not the day. It's the next day that they actually.
But it actually
But it's
scans when it
from
goes in.
eBay that we've sent it.
I found it quite tricky to find out. I sat there going, where the hell is my bloody parcel? And I was trying to get the locker open, and then I'm looking at it and thinking, where the hell is it? And it was down there. There's a door open. I thought, oh, okay. It just took me a while to work it out.
Yeah.
Didn't
I
you
hope
hear
they
it
don't
say-
send
were you
many
talking
things to
to
my parcel lockers.
It actually says your parcel is to the left. Your parcel is to the right.
No, it didn't. It said it was in some blah 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 numbers, and I'm thinking, what the hell? And it's got a thing, a little blue squarey thing, and I'm thinking, what the hell? I'm trying to work out. Yeah, I don't know.
So here you go, Sandra.
I didn't. Sorry.
If if this book was going to a rural area, I would make a profit of 88 cents.
Yep.
But thankfully, it's going to a metro area, so I'll make $2.30.
Excellent.
Well,
That's
that's not bad
excellent.
for a
It's going-
$4 something book.
Sorry?
It's not bad for a $4 something book.
Yep. It's going to Hoppers Crossing.
Isn't that near where Adam is?
Mm.
You mean it's
Very,
not-
very near where Adam lives.
It is where Adam is.
Did you buy it, Adam?
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, because Granny said that she hadn't had a book sale, and I
I
figure if she has sales and I'm kind of working on my eBay, then I'm gonna get a sale, and it
And it
actually
worked.
worked. So that's weird, really weird. Well, it kind of pays off. 'Cause I spent $120 on something that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, okay, we won't mention.
Yeah, so
No, that was good.
but I had it back up to 150, so pull it out.
Yeah,
Just
but
keep
it's
going.
good to work that out because I mean, $4. They're the cheapest. Obviously, they were, Adam, were they not? The cheapest books I had listed in my variation, and so that's my worst possible scenario. Is one of those books sells one single book as opposed to if they had bought someone had bought like 3 or something. Well, it just goes to show, like even sending it rural, I'm still not, and that's including the bubble mailer.
Oh, really?
And hopefully, because you've sold something from that variation listing, that just goes higher up now
Yes.
because you've got a sale against it.
Yeah, true.
I still haven't opened those other last books that you sent me. I still haven't opened Lee's shirt. I know it won't fit me though, so I'm just gonna wait until I know it's gonna fit me.
Did you buy that?
Yeah, I bought a shirt
That
off Lee.
the hunting jacket?
No, not the hunting jacket.
No,
It was
different
a really nice shirt. But it was a medium, so I'm pretty sure it won't fit me because I'm fat. Yeah. But I really like the shirt, so it's kind of giving me initiative to lose weight so that it'll fit me.
Fair enough. These are Barbara Cartland hardcovers sell really well,
Do they?
like for decent money.
They do.
Oh,
Yeah, did you want me to give me my thing ready?
oh, good.
I've taken my photos and I'm now listing them. After you take the photos, you list what happens. Just letting
Yep,
people
I know.
So would you like to talk about what's
My-
working for
out of
you?
Out of my last 20 sales, I reckon 8 of them are jeans. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I'm just the greatest jean seller again.
Have you checked the quality
think I
listing
got
report? Have you perhaps?
Yeah,
You
well, I got out. I reckon I was up to nearly 300, and now I'm down back in the 90, going down. So I don't understand it because I was selling them and I still wasn't. I was going up, so I don't like. Sorry, Rob. The other thing that's been happening is slowly my variations are starting to get a bit more even fraction, where it's not just one. I've actually started to sell a few. It's been
My quality listing
So
report said we couldn't generate your report. Please try again later.
just a bag.
Don't like that.
Yeah, I get ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really glad that.
Now I have a theory as well.
Yes, go and do
You
tell.
like theory? Okay. When I go look on a daily basis, my impressions don't really make. I mean, they do go up and down, but it's not the biggest change of all. The big changes are with the amount of times people click on things, the actual view. So I don't think I'm in any box. I don't think it's anything special. I just think sometimes your stuff sells, sometimes it doesn't. Yes, it does happen in clumps. It can happen in clumps both ways. So I'm very little worried about what eBay are doing, except for if they show my stuff, then I'm probably going to eventually sell it. I mean, I sold a CD today that had been sitting around probably for getting close to 2 years, considering I've only been doing this for 2 years. It's a long time. But if one of you guys out there bought a Christian CD, good on you. I don't think it was you guys. Not
No, I
that
bought a
because I've
Redling
talked to
CD,
you long
right?
enough, but no, I don't think it was. But I have a less of a thing that I think we're in buckets and all this sort of thing. I just think that if your impressions are showing, sometimes your stuff just sells, sometimes it doesn't. Because I know when I'm shopping, I don't necessarily want to buy. I don't want to buy jeans most days. Every now and then, I might buy a pair of jeans, and it might be every 2 years. And that's it. So one day out of 700, I buy a pair of jeans. And yeah, the other days, I'm not interested. I'm not going to look at anything. I'm not going to click on anything.
Notice
There you
that
go.
icon. Items in the
That's
variation.
my theory. Sticking with it.
I mean, I do believe that clothing sales have gone up over the last probably month because I think with the change in weather, people are looking at their wardrobe buying
Yeah,
stuff.
but why are they buying jeans all of a
Well,
sudden? I've
jeans-
got all these nice shorts and short sleeve shirts, but no. We're all jeans.
Yeah, I don't
jeans
know. I mean,
time.
to me, jeans sell all year round anyway.
They want to get out of the house
Mm.
and they want to wear a nice pair of jeans someone else has worn.
Yeah,
That sounds creepy.
it's had all the they're worn.
All the juices. That's what you're gonna say.
All the jean juice.
Yeah, all the juices.
I tell you what, you know how I sold a couple of sealed VHS last week. I'm now 20.
Yeah.
I'm now ranked 21 in new VHS tape.
Wow. In new ones?
New, yeah.
What do you mean you got new ones, have you?
Yeah, I had new sealed ones. Sold 2 last week.
Well, did you
and
go?
now I'm ranked number 21.
Did you go back in time to get?
Put it in the time machine.
See, I've used the listing of the last pair of jeans that I had that type and dollar, because I reckon $1 more out of it. Coming at Christmas, I don't know.
Yeah, well, they say that. I'm now down to number 91 in the women's jeans clothes.
Oh, that's what I am in men's. I don't think I'm
gone down further, and I'm now 103 in the men's.
I don't think I'm with the women's jeans. I don't think I've sold. Yep, this is the other day. So yeah, I'm 91 with men's.
Oh well, I've got to chop.
But this is good. 12 listings can be improved. And I know I've got 27 pairs of jeans. At least some of them are okay.
Yes, well, I must have a longer handling time. Those VHS have been listed obviously for that long. It says one listing can be improved, estimated handling time. So they must have longer than my normal handling
all
time.
these books I sell. All these books I've sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I sell packs of books and I sell variations and that. What number in the? And I'm not in the small category anymore. I'm back in the 32,000. What number do you think I'm at?
I've given up trying to work it out in the book.
I am 612.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm 307. No, hang on. 386.
I'm gonna scoot. I'll chat to all you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thanks.
Night, Wendy.
Good
Good
night.
night.
I'm
Yeah.
60 at the moment in used books, and
What's your category?
just used books.
And what's your price range?
And 20.
So you're in
no,
the 32,000.
Yep. That's that one.
Yeah. Well, you're 10 times better than me.
And I think my adult learning is 25.
So what did you say? When you're saying 32,000, you mean out of 32,000 sellers?
Yep.
Okay.
That's out of 30. Yeah.
I'm in a different category because I have a price range on mine.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a price range, and then I didn't.
Yeah, and mine's out of 19,900.
Yeah, and I reckon I was in a price range, but then I started to sell cheaper books because of the variation.
Yeah.
So my books, last ones, they'd look like they were selling for $5.30.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I had them for, but that's what they paid.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, thankfully, I must still be selling enough higher value books that I fill up.
So I'm apparently 126 out of 32,000.
Okay, so you're in
There
the
you go.
same bucket or
So
funnel. Well,
yours
out of the funnel, we'll say.
Now, hang on, that can't be right. That's not right.
So you're half as good as.
No, that's not right. I can't be right.
Why not? You sell them for more price, you get more money for yours than I get for mine. That makes it.
No, that's impressions. It's not.
It's not all impressions.
It's not what.
Though.
No, I'm 259. Sorry, 259. I didn't think I was up that high.
Oh, you were looking.
I was looking at the
impressions on the funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, impressions wise, I'm laughing. I'm ranked 20.
No, I'm 200.
My sales conversion is supposed to be 5.12%, but
It is, or it should be.
That's what it says it is.
Well,
I'm not selling anything.
20%.
Sorry, Brumman, what did you say?
But mine's around the 20%, but then, I'm selling, I guess, slightly different books.
Yes, you are, yeah. And more, they're
more specific.
More specific in there, so people have got them saved in this, that sort of stuff saved.
Yeah.
So I'm 162 out of adult learning.
Well, you guys in the adult learning, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I don't.
I do, simply because some of my books are textbooks or journal articles reissued as books, so they are specifically for that genre. So I've got the two, just books and adult learning book, two categories I list in. Yeah.
I'm in the sloppy romance genre most.
But does that look that as they don't put that as a separate
No, they
No,
don't.
they don't.
category.
They should, because then Mel would be there, and then there would be John.
Yeah, separate category for nana porn.
Oh, did you guys? All
And
you
for
guys
anyone
that are
listening to
listening,
this afterwards, that means Mills and Boone.
and
Oh,
for any of you guys that
Siri
are
doesn't have an
listening,
answer
there
for
is
that.
one.
Hey, you know what?
I
My
had a-
traffic is up. My listing impressions is up. My click-through rate is up. My listing page views is up. My sales conversion rate is up, but I've had no sales.
Right.
Yay, I love them.
So,
Yeah, I'm the reverse. Everything is red and F down.
so the other thing that I did think of just then, Sandra, too, is I've kind of been pleasantly surprised that I haven't had it started to have a little bit of a downturn book-wise, like up until today. Because I do believe that last year and the year before, I did see that peter off a little bit in some respects when Christmas started to come up, because you've got people are buying new things for Christmas presents and they're not necessarily buying secondhand books.
Why
But I
not?
mean, I think it's early. I think it's too early for that, but I'm just saying, just be aware of that.
I would say that people should buy second-hand books for Christmas.
Well, I quite agree with you, but yeah, I'm not always going to. So here's my interesting book sale from today. I sold a book that was written by a former Donald Hoss. So he used to be a teacher, PE teacher. So and then he got into coaching with AFL and stuff. So he wrote a book about something teamwork, something. And he had signed it and inscribed it to some local people who obviously they decided they didn't want more and had to clear out. And I snaffled it up and I listed it quite high, like $6. And I sold $58, and I sold it to a former from Donald Hoss who no longer lives here,
Amazing.
and made $47.89 profit.
You're a rip-off, mate, of the best kind.
Absolutely.
Did you buy that at your garage sale hall?
No, actually, I picked it up at the op shop ages ago. Look, it's been listed for quite a while, but like, you know, this is someone that's not an author as per se. He's a school teacher that got into like sports coaching, so he's not a well-known author, but it was inscribed, and I just said, it was probably more the fact that I just had that local connection, so I thought I'll just price it high, and like it can just stay on my shelf, and so yeah, I listed it for $58,887 plus post. And yeah, they paid full price for it.
Why is it that when you can do a search on a sold and you do it in Terapeak and there's no sold, but you go on a normal search and there's sold?
Because there only needs to be one little character out
Okay.
in Terapeak. Look, don't get me wrong, I actually don't think Terapeak was working for most of today. I was doing searches and not getting any results at all. Like, it was weird. No listed ones, no sold ones. And I finished up, I use it all the time, but I finished up going across to the normal one.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to do a bundle rather than a variation.
So do you guys
because
remember...
I like...
a little while ago, when we talked about why books may become more popular at a different time, or authors, or whatever, and we did talk about seasonality, and I had that book about trout.
Yeah.
Yep. So I have sold that.
Did you sell your trout
I
fishing?
did.
That's funny. Yeah, I sold another fishing. I mean, I've listed another fishing book by that guy, that David, whatever his name is.
Yep.
But I don't think that'll sell.
So what was his name? Was it David
Scholes? No.
No.
David.
I was going to say that was my author's name.
This one's called. Come on, listing.
So yeah, so trout fishing, peep trout, and this one was from.
Oh, this one's wild fish, Peter Morse. But there's a whole lot listed and none sold. But I figured it'll sell because the other one I listed of his sold.
Yeah. Well, mine was from.
But that was more on flies though.
Yeah, it was an old one. Mine was from. But it did have some really good illustrations in it too. So it sort of had that going for it. All right, it's 11 o'clock, so it's time for me to go. No.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah. So, thank you all.
Well, I put those Barbara Cartland hardcover books in for $29 something in the variation. Just let them go. Hopefully someone goes, oh, Look at that.
Yeah.
I think
well,
I'll buy all of those.
they might.
Some people are paying like $45 for them. It's ridiculous. They're all ex-library, so
Yeah.
makes difference.
All
They're
right.
probably first editions, that one. See
Yeah,
ya.
well, that's the
Good
other
night.
thing. They are always first when that happens. So thank you all, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yep. I
Good
might
night.
even show you what I bought at the Lions if I go down there in the morning.
All right.
I'm still debating.
Bye.
Bye.